What's up, y'all? We back. You know, it's Storytime Friday. You know the vibes. Go ahead and sit back, relax, grab your little snacks, and tune in for this tea. Now, so before we get into this video, y'all, make sure y'all give the video a thumbs up. I can't express how much that helps. Leave me a comment, say anything, leave a heart, a dot, a letter. I don't care. Just everything helps, y'all. And I've been recently asking y'all to do that, and y'all been doing it. So, like, thank you so much. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and your notifications is on. Follow my social medias, okay? My Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I will have it on the screen so you can go follow me there. Anyway, let's get into the story. Let me stop the rambling. So to get into this, first of all, the title. I don't know what I'm gonna title this, but I think I got a good idea because this is literally is that. So it was for real, and I got the video because I was like, y'all, I gotta get this on video because nobody's gonna believe me. Like, I made the video to tell Dre because at the time me and Dre was together. I'm gonna give y'all that backstory. So the backstory, I mentioned this in other story times. We used to live in this small college town. We had an apartment at this point. We was no longer living with roommates because we always had a roommate. We had our own apartment. That apartment got raided basically, and that's another story. They messed up our apartment. They took everything. I mean, when I say everything, I mean literally everything, including all of the money. Neither one of us had money no more. They took our phones, everything. So after that happened, we moved back to Houston, and I was back and forth from his mom's house to my aunt's house. My aunt didn't like the back and forth. So the majority of the time I was over there with Dre, his mama, brother, sister, two brothers, and his sister, which it was like way too many people for that house, for like that one-story house. It was just like it was kind of like deja vu when I really think about it, because just like when they had the bigger house that they had, I always preferred being over there than over like being at home, because I just really felt overly sheltered at home, even though I'm grown. All right, that's another story. Dang, I keep getting off track. I'm really gonna try to stay on track. I'm so sorry. For the new people that don't know I ramble, I'm sorry. Okay, on track, stay on track. Okay. So yeah, fast forward, I get a job and it's real close to Dre's house. The job so happened to be Home Depot. If you ain't watched the Home Depot story time, go watch that, okay? So yeah, I get a job there, so I'm definitely gonna stay here like full time now. Now that I got this job, I'm definitely gonna stay with Dre and his family pretty much full time, and it's easier because I can get up, go to work, and he can watch our daughter basically. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And at this point, he still had his car. They took everything from us, but I mean, you can't take nobody's car. So, oh, you know what? Our car was parked somewhere. I mean, his car. We shared it, but it was his car. His car was parked somewhere else. I think that's why. And we had a rental car. I remember one morning I'm getting up, about to go to work. Next thing I know, Dre come in the door. He walking in with this crazy look on his face. Sorry, this crazy look on his face, and I automatically knew that look. It was a look that I had seen so many times. I knew that the car had got repoed, because the car had been repoed so many times, or attempted repo. No, actually they took it before, and then they attempted to take it, and he just had to pay the fee for them to drop the car. So I knew that dumb as a look. And I was just like, oh my God. Mind you, he could have paid the car people. I know I said they took all our money and stuff, but he could have paid that before the apartment situation happened, and he would have been caught up, and we could have at least had a car for like another month. But no, he liked to pay everything last minute, and it was just very irresponsible. That's another story though. So anyway, I instantly start panicking because first of all, I just got this job at Home Depot. I don't want to call in, and I don't want to be late, because if you know me on a job, especially a job that I just got, I'm real good on that job. Like I'm early. I'm the, oh, you want to do overtime? Yeah, I'll do it. You want to stay late? Who want to stay late? I'll stay late, whatever. I'll do anything that you need me to do. And I hate that I used to do that, because I used to get overworked and sick of the job way quicker that way. So yeah, I was real good at Home Depot in the beginning until I got sick of it, because it was way too much drama. If you're on a membership, you already know the Home Depot tea is too much. So yeah, I'm panicking, and he acting like I'm just tripping. Like,
why are you mad? I'm going through this and that, and I don't got shit now, and blah blah blah.
Boy, I don't have nothing either, and it's because of you. So what do you mean, why am I mad? I'm the one that actually found a job and started working. What are you doing? He would play all these like flip the script games when we both was in the same boat, but I'm actually trying to do something to get out the boat, you know? I know I keep saying that's another story. At this point, put it on a t-shirt. It need to be on a t-shirt. So yeah, we end up getting into it. And I step outside and I'm just like frustrated, probably on the verge of tears. I'm dramatic, okay? Just don't even ask why, because I don't know why, okay? You know what? Actually, it was all the stress of everything else that was going on top. And then this is on top of that. So yeah, that's why. So actually, I ended up calling my aunt and I'm like venting to her. My aunt came in clutch. As she always do, she did give me a long speech. She actually ended up going to get me an Uber card. So I put the card in my account and then I Ubered to work. Because y'all, before I call her, I actually did look up how long it would take to walk. Not in this Houston heat. And in this summertime, an hour 30. I'm not doing that. Color me lazy. I'm just not doing that. So yeah, I was Ubering to and from Home Depot for a little minute. But fast forward and I actually ended up getting a car. I get this car, right? And immediately I felt the boss hog over my car with Dre, because it was like we were sharing his car for so long that he probably thought like we were sharing my car for so long, so like, you know, whatever, now it's your turn. But to be perfectly honest, the most I ever used his car is when I went literally up the street to Target. When I worked at Target, we lived in that small town, but that Target was like 7 minutes away. So, and then half the time he would drop me off. So I feel like that's the most use I got out of that car, because I don't like riding around beat bopping in people's car, because if something happened, I don't want to be responsible. But he did not care, and I felt like I had to just deal with it, because I mean, we technically was sharing a car. And then y'all, the most I would drive his car is when I had to drop him off at the airport, because he would be in Cali so much. So I mean, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get to the part where he gonna need my car a lot, whatever. That's gonna pretty much come into play. So yeah, let me get back to the stories. Now, fast forward about a week or two, right? I had to go to work and Dre had to go to court for everything that we was going through. So that means that he would have to drop me off at work. Yes, I was one of them bitches that let they do drop her off at work. And not even in this situation, when I was working at the call center too, and he would be bopping around the mean streets of the north side doing who knows what in my car, probably coming back and forth to Houston or the side of town that we lived on. So yeah, this time he dropped me off. He went to court, and then when he would go to court, he would take his little sister. She was like 16, 17. So she could watch our daughter, because yeah, I guess they would sit in the car. I don't know. Yeah, I guess they would sit in the car, but whatever. So Dre drops me off at work. Y'all, I get to work early because he had to be to court at a certain time, and if he didn't drop me off, like I didn't want to waste money Ubering. Like I'll sit in the back for a little minute anyway. I get to work early, mind you. The customer service manager for Home Depot at the front when you do returns, that's right when you walk in the door. That's that area right there. So I walk in, she like, hey Tatiana, I'm like, hey T, whatever, blah blah blah. I see Nay there, everybody there. I'm like, oh, this a good shift. Yeah, why didn't he, like, in the back of my mind I'm thinking like, dang, why so many people working in my area today? So anyway, I beat bop back to the back in the back room, the break room, I mean. It was like a big area. So there was a break room, and then you walk down a little more, there was a door, and then that was like where the computers were. So I go back there where the computers were, because nobody was really back there like that. So I sit in one of the little cubicles. I'm on my phone for like at least a good hour or so. I go to clock in. It's not letting me clock in. So I beat bop back to the front. And I'm like, T, it's not letting me clock in. And she was like, you're not on the schedule for today. You ain't think to tell me that. I got my smock in my hand. I'm beat bopping to the back. What you think I came here for? To grocery shop? This is Home Depot. So I'm like, what do you mean? I am on the schedule. I checked the schedule on Monday. She was like, oh, I had to change the schedule on Wednesday. Say it's Friday. I'm like, what? She was like, yeah, you need to check the schedule every day. I took a picture of it on Monday. You ain't say it was no changes. She was like, I was wondering what you was here for. Get out of my face. Basically, I called my little Uber to come pick me up from Home Depot. When I see the Uber is like 2 minutes away, I walk outside and wait for the Uber so I can, so they can see me, I mean. Y'all, this Uber kept getting lost, and I really don't know how they kept getting lost. But the Uber drove by me at least 2 times, circled the parking lot twice, like past the front door and circled it, whatever. I finally get in, and when I get in, I realized, I mean, I don't know. I think it was because he was older. I don't know. He looked like he was in like his mid 60s or early 60s or something. So maybe it was because he was older and he got confused, whatever, giving him the benefit of the doubt. I get in the backseat of the Uber and he was like,
So it's the what's your name? Tatiana
or whatever, because, you know, my name spelled a little funny. And I was like, Tatiana. And he was like,
Oh yeah, I'm Charles.
we're gonna name him Charles because he was giving Charles. Even though his name wasn't Charles, he did have an old name, but I'm gonna just give him that. So yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm Charles. You know, whatever. Man, I wish I could show y'all. Okay, so this, say his phone is like this. Y'all know how the Ubers be. So he was like,
Yeah, I'm Charles and I'm your Uber driver for today. All right, now let's keep going.
he playing around with the phone. He really doing old nigga shit because we sat there for like 2 minutes, probably a little longer, maybe 3 or 4, because it's like he couldn't see. The Uber app was confusing him, I feel like. Fast forward, the ride is going regular. He just asking me questions about myself, asking me like, you know, what I do. Did I work at Home Depot or did I just need picking up from Home Depot? And I was like, yeah, I work here and, you know, I'm customer service. And he was like, well, you like working here? You like this job? And I was like, and it's decent. And, you know, it's money. I got mouths to feed. And he was like, oh, you got kids? How many kids you got? I'm like, well, you know, just asking me questions. I'm thinking in my head, Charles, if you don't follow that map, because Charles almost took the wrong turn twice, almost did a U-turn. Charles, focus. So yeah, mid-sentence, Charles get a phone call. And he had another phone. So he on the phone. And I actually recorded this conversation. I didn't get the whole conversation because my dumb ass, so mind you, he talking and all I'm hearing, Charles started calling himself Big Daddy.
Yeah, you know, Big Daddy gonna handle that. No, okay, well, what he doing? Where he at? Okay, well, make sure he don't put his hands on you because Big Daddy don't play that.
And I was like, what the y'all, I'm slowly putting it together in my head. Charles is talking like somebody pimp right now. So that's when I started recording this conversation because I was already like a teensy bit uncomfortable by the other questions that he was asking me. But now I'm kind of scared. Like, it's making me want to check the back door and make sure the child lock not on or something. Y'all, that's my biggest fear. Like, getting into somebody's car in Uber and not knowing that the child lock is on and they start acting sketchy and funny. So I started texting Dre and he not texting back. So I'm like, dang, he probably in court right now. So I'm like, you know what? I'm about to text him because 1, I feel uncomfortable, and 2, I feel like he not gonna believe me. He gonna think I'm dragging it. That's one thing about him. He used to think that I would be dragging stuff until like I started providing proof. Like, yeah, I'm dramatic, but I ain't that damn dramatic. This is what was really going on. So yeah, I started recording it because it was kind of, I don't know. On one hand, it was kind of like, what the fuck? And I wanted to maybe like joke about it with him. But on the present hand happening right now, I was a little uncomfortable. So I'm recording it. Let me tell y'all how dumb I am. Let me stop calling myself stupid and dumb. But in this moment, So I'm recording on Snapchat. And you know how when you done recording anything, like a Snapchat or Instagram, it plays back. I'm recording this man phone conversation and it's done playing. Tell me why the recording starts playing aloud and you can hear his voice, right? So I hurry up and exit out of the recording. So I lost that recording. And he just kind of like glanced at me in the rearview mirror and I was like fumbling with my phone, like kind of look at him in the rearview mirror. We made eye contact for a second. That's how I know he was looking at me. So I'm like, bruh, my heart sank. It sank. But it was like, I don't know if he knew that I was recording him. I don't know what he thought it was, but he continued with his conversation like he didn't just hear himself talking on my phone. I don't know. I told y'all he was a little older. Thank God he was a little older, because if he was a young whippersnapper pimp no, that's not funny. That's really not funny, because that could have went left if he was like somebody younger that was doing this kind of talking and doing what he was doing. Could have went left. So it was a situation like, it was 2 of his girls I guess they was on a job with somebody and they was in a room and something happened. It was like an altercation happened. Mind you, after I messed up and he heard his stuff, he heard my recording that I was trying to do of him and I had to delete it or exit it out, my heart sank and I wasn't really paying attention. I was very scared that he heard me, or when he got off the phone, he was gonna say something to me. That's what I was thinking about. So I missed part of the conversation for real. But from the part that I got and the part that I remember, they was in a room. One of the girls got into it. Like, not, I don't think it was the girl that he was on the phone with. I think it was the other girl. Got into it with the dude, and something happened to the point where he didn't want them two girls no more, basically. So yeah, she I guess the girl that called didn't feel safe. Mind y'all, it's like 11 in the morning at this point. So I don't know if this was like an all-night thing, and when he finally passed out, that's when they called him for help. But it was early. It was kind of early-ish. So yeah, I mean, I guess unless Tushin, I'm gonna call it Tushin for the sake of the video, unless that never sleep, is that like an all-day thing? Because for some reason I be having it in my mind that Tushin only happened at night. Like, I feel like that's like a nighttime type of thing. Nobody be tooting in the daytime, do they? Girl, I'm tripping. Yes they do. Yes they do. Because if you from Houston, then you know this and that, they be tooting they be walking all types of time in the morning. Okay, yeah, never mind. You right. It do happen all day. You right. Because I know somebody said it. Girl, no, that shit happened all day. I know somebody said it. You right. The John really wanted them two girls to leave. But Charles was saying stuff like,
no, just talk to him. Get that money. Y'all need to stay and make the money and da-da-da.
And that's really how I was putting it together. At that point, I had put it together already. But yeah, he was saying stuff like that. And I'm like, they are calling you for help, so they probably scared and uncomfortable, and they want you to come rescue them or something like that. Like, I don't care what you do for a living. Like, if she calling like this, they need help. They want to get help. That's basically when a girl say, I can't talk to him, he passed out, and whatever. So the girl had to tell Charles that this man was passed out at least 3 times because he kept saying, just talk to him. Let me talk to him. And I'm like, Charles, did you just not hear? I mean, I understand you older, but I know you can't hear that this girl said that he passed out. So on the last time that she said he was passed out, Charles said something like, well, just get the money out of his pocket. I'm going to have to find that video. He said something like, take all the money out of his pocket and hold on to it, basically. Now you stealing? I mean, that's how the game go, I guess. But damn, if he wake up and these girls done took money out of his pockets, that would be dangerous for them. And I understand why the girl was like, she said something like, nah, I'm not doing all that, or something like, no, she don't want him to hurt her or, you know, physically assault her or something. I don't know. And I understand that. Charles, you're not in this situation. You be bopping on the Uber app, basically saying, I'm going to get there when I get there. That's the energy he was giving her. And I'm like, Charles, I can walk from here. Sorry. If you need to go rescue them, you do. So, yeah, I really don't like stuff like that. If a woman is calling you, they need you. I don't know. I'm not even going to get into it. Because I done been in a situation like I'm calling somebody and they're like, man, all right, bro, in a minute. Now, Charles say something like, all right, I'm finna call him. And I think the girl say something like, I don't know if he's going to answer. He passed out or something like that. She done told Charles that the man was passed out at least 4 times now. So they get off the phone. Charles start calling another number. If he was a John, I'm not sure how, or maybe he was a regular. So Charles was calling another number that I assumed was him because he just said, I'm finna call him or I'm gonna call him. So that person not answering as expected.
He won't let me. He won't even let me touch him or nothing. He won't get up. He said, "Fuck the room." He's sending us back. Like he's serious about it right now.
Let me call this boy. You got the phone by him?
Okay. Yes, I'm just about, but I don't know if he gonna answer it.
Call him. If you can get to him, get all that out of his pocket and just hang on to it.
And I ain't gonna be able to do all that because he won't even let me touch him, and I don't want to make him even more mad.
All right, let me talk to him. I hear him.
and Charles would be like, oh man, like he started mumbling to himself when he get off the phone.
I'm gonna handle this. Like, I swear to God, I swear to God.
And and I'm just like, oh hell nah. But I was not gonna record again because at that point he had gotten off the phone, and I'm pretty sure I had turned my volume down. That's how I got the video that I do have. I gotta find it. I hope I still got that video because I don't know how to get into my Snapchat. I just didn't want to record again, basically. I wasn't finna chance it because when my luck, the volume would accidentally turn up. Y'all got bad luck, so I wasn't trying to chance it. So yeah, Charles started talking to me again, and he was like,
yeah, you know, I got my girls out here, and I gotta go help them. So let me. Okay, so where you live at, right? Where is it?
Because the area that he was like approaching to get to Dre mama house, it was a little confusing. Like if you don't know how to get there, it's gonna be like take a right when you really need to just take a sharp, you know, little turn thing, whatever. It's not literally a right. So he took the right, and I was like, oh, that's not the right turn or whatever. So you gotta go back around and do it again. So we approaching that area, and I'm like, okay, take that sharp little right turn thingy right there. And he was like, oh, okay, I see. Okay, so anyway, he was like, yeah, so back to you in Home Depot. Do you like working there? And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's cool, it's whatever. And he was like, you know, basically, he was like, you know, I got different avenues to make money. I could help you make money out here. And I was like, oh, okay, what do you do? Cause if you finna insinuate something, just say it. He was like, you know, I own a barbecue company, and you know, I do other things on the side. I'll be Ubering. That's just a side thing. Ubering, that's just a side thing. I really be making big money and And I was like, he too old to be talking like this. He definitely be hanging with young dudes. And he gave me the vibes of he was the what do you call it? Not the season. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but for this video, I'm gonna just call him the elder pimp. And he like tried to teach the game to like the younger dudes, you know what I'm saying? Just like the older drug dealers, they surround themselves with younger dudes, trying to give them the game. That's what he gave me, but in Tushin land, you know? If you get it, you get it. Because like I don't know what I can say on here. And so he was like, yeah, if you ever need a job there, or if you want to take one of my other avenues of revenue and blah blah blah, like trying to, at this point he had switched up the way he was talking, and he tried to not use big words, but he tried to word stuff more intellectually. This little 15-minute car ride, I know everything I need to know about what you do for a living, okay? And then on top of that, after he said he make big money and things like that, he had to throw in like, yeah, this my son car. Cause mind you, the car was like an older type of Honda. It wasn't busted, it wasn't beat down or nothing, but it was just older and like mint to low condition. So he had to throw that in. He was like,
yeah, this my son car. I just be driving it around. I let him take my car to do this, then the third.
Listen. The logic is not logicking. Nobody gives their nice car to somebody else in trade for a more beat down car, so they can do this, that, and the third. Nobody does that. So he was like,
you know, you're very beautiful and you got a bright future. I could see it. Like, I could see you doing all types of things. You can do this. You can do anything that you want to do. And
just kind of giving me like the old daddy, I want to say daddy speech, but it was given more so grandpa. He just gave me like a grandfather feel. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, he was confusing me, okay? Because on one point he talking about we got different avenues for you to work when I just heard you being a pimp on the phone. Then he talking about barbecue restaurant. Then he talking about, you know, you remind me of my granddaughter. Like he was all over the place with it. He didn't know if he wanted me to be his granddaughter, one of his girls, or work in his barbecue shack. I don't know. But yeah. So by this point, we down the lane. Mind you, this conversation is happening like this. I'm the one dragging it out. My bad. So yeah, he was like, okay, so do I keep going straight or do I take a left or a right? And I'm like, you can actually stop here. And he was like, no, it's saying I gotta go straight a little more, but I'm trying to see like, what do I do? I'm like, I don't know why it's telling you that, because listen, this was true, but he did have to go down somewhere. So I was like, I don't know why it's telling you that, because if you go down anymore, you're just gonna have to make a U-turn and come right back out. Like there's basically nothing down there but a playground. So he was like, okay, all right, okay. So I was like, yeah, you can stop right here. He was like, well, this doesn't say 5537 Shackaroot Drive, whatever. I just made up an address. So I was like, nah, I don't know what's going on with the Uber app. Like, I felt like I could kind of play him because it didn't seem like he was like too familiar with the Uber app. Yeah, he was like, yeah, well, it was nice talking to you. Mind you, we only talked for like 2 minutes at this point, like 2 minutes in total. And he was like,
if you're ever looking for employment, you already know where to find me. Do you wanna take my information down?
and I was like, no, yeah, it's okay. Like, I pretty much like my job and blah, blah, blah. Like, I told him some lie like that. And he was like,
No, just take my information down.
so mind you, he had parked the car, and the doors unlocked, but when it unlocked, he locked it back. And I was like, oh no, let me just take this man's information down. Cause I don't care. People get kidnapped in broad daylight, and mind you, I ain't even stepped foot out the car so he could just zoom off. I pull out my phone. I actually do type in his number. He was like, oh, okay, did you call it? And I was like, yeah, I'll call. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna save you under what? What was your name, Charles? And he was like, yeah. My name's Charles, but you could call me. Oh, what's a corny, trying to sound young name?
My name's Charles, but you could call me C-Dog.
I promise you, it was equally as corny as C-Dog. I was like, don't nobody be calling you C-Dog, Charles. And if them young niggas that you hang around call you C-Dog, they talking behind your back, okay? You do not look like nobody's C-Dog. Or maybe that was his little nickname when he was younger. Y'all. So I was like, okay, thank you, Charles. And I got out the car. When I got out the car, Charles waited for me. I don't know, I can say maybe he wanted to make sure that I got into the house. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but I just felt uneasy. I felt uncomfortable, so I decided to start walking towards the playground. I guess when he seen when I was walking to the playground, he just went ahead and left, because you're not finna try to watch me. So when I saw him like turning around and going back out to leave, that's when I started walking towards his car to make sure that he actually left. And then that's when I started walking to Dre's mama house. So yeah, I get over there, and I remember making a Snapchat video because I was finna snap the girl that I used to call my cousin. And I was gonna tell her what just happened. Well, actually, I did do it. I gotta find it. It's not on Snapchat. So yeah, I told her what happened, and I'm having to like whisper because as I'm walking up, I see Dre's brother Devontae outside. He was forever outside, just walking around. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm whispering, and he all up in my mouth. I could tell he all up in my mouth, so I'm kind of walking away from the house.
So my Uber driver was a pimp. Like, what the fuck? He tried to proposition me, talking about he got avenues for me to make money and all this bullshit. Boy, I'm not. Dude, if you don't unlock this motherfucking car, like, no. I was low-key scared. I was low-key scared. Like, no. He on the phone with one of his hoes, talking about Big Daddy can't do this and Big Daddy can't do that. I'm like, what the fuck is Big Daddy? Nigga, ain't nobody call. And he was so damn old. It was fucking ridiculous. I'm scared he might fucking double back or some shit. Let me take my ass in the house. I can't. Big Daddy, he had that pinky down.
When I turn around, I see a black Honda coming. I'm like, I know Charles did not spin the block on me. I know he didn't. So mind you, before you get to the street that I'm on, you got to stop at a stop sign. And then you come down some more. So I see that black Honda. I swear to God, that was Charles. And he stopped at the stop sign, but instead he made the left. So I'm like, was that Charles? Was he spinning the block to see what I was where I was going? I don't know, y'all. But I swear that was Charles. That was Charles in that Honda. Meanwhile, he need to go rescue his girls. I don't know why he's still beat bopping on the Uber app. Like he don't got stuff to do. No, I'm laughing now, but I was very uncomfortable. And when I'm uncomfortable, I kind of like do a weird like fake smile type of thing. You might even get a laugh or two out of me, but that don't mean like, oh, okay, I'm cool with this. I'm very uncomfortable. And I think I've said this many of times, like that's just a defense. I feel like that's like my defense mechanism. I don't find anything funny, and I really want to get out of this situation, but for some reason my body chooses to laugh. Like, why can't my body be like, bitch, get me out this car? Like, I don't know why I don't choose rage when I'm uncomfortable. I feel like that would scare somebody more than a laugh. That's gonna give them the wrong impression. But yeah, I'm not gonna ramble no more because that's basically it. If I forgot anything, it will be in a voiceover because I feel like I finished this video real quick. But yeah, if you like this video, please before you leave, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Have you ever had, y'all, when I tell you I used to Uber personally, so I have a lot of Uber stories, okay? But have you had a crazy Uber story? If you have, let me know, because one thing about it, I love reading. A lot of y'all need to do story times yourself. I love reading y'all comments. I'll be like, now that's tea. Please make a channel and tell a full story. So yeah, make sure you are subscribed. I don't know. Y'all, coffee be making my throat dry, okay? Make sure you subscribe before you leave. If you want to join the membership before you leave, the link is in the bio. That's extra content for like my membership fam. It's nothing that I'm gonna put on the main channel. So yeah, little perk, little extra. I'm about to try to find this video because I really want y'all to see this video, because I feel like some people not gonna believe it. Cause stuff like this just seem like clickbait, and it's not. Y'all already know the vibes. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for tuning in, staying to the end, and I'm gonna see y'all in my next story time. Bye. This is to the point where I was getting sick of Home Depot, and I faked sick. When I tell you I drag it out of job, I drag it at a job. Listen, if you see my previous Walmart stores, you know I will definitely do the most. So what I did was I got some coffee. I got some hot coffee in a cup, and I was putting it on my forehead for like a minute. And I kept getting, I got coffee twice. So I did it for a minute, poured that coffee out, poured hot coffee in again, put the cup on my head. And it wasn't a styrofoam cup either. It was more like a paper cup. So that heat was really getting on my forehead. So I hurry up and I sped walk to the front, and I was like, I do not feel good. I don't know what it is, but da-da-da. And mind you, I'm in a break room. They don't got cameras in there. So the lady was like, are you okay? Are you sure? I was like, man, feel my head. I don't feel good. She felt my head. She was like, oh, okay, you can clock out and go home if you need to, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I need to go, blah, 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 y'all. When I sped walk to the back, I was like, I'm out this bitch. Anyway, Dum slid up on that story, and she was like, you trying to do something? I was real hesitant about saying yeah, because I didn't know what was going on in her life, and there was a chance that I was going to be inviting all of that vampire sucking, or what is it, energy vampire type of energy around me again. So I was hesitant, but I was like, yeah, we can, like, what you're trying to do basically, because at the same time, this is somebody that I actually considered a friend, and we hadn't talked in a little minute, and I missed her. I'm not even finna downplay, like, I kind of missed her. I did. So yeah, I was like, all right, let's just see where this go. And then if I need to, I'm gonna fall back, because I can't do it, especially with everything that I'm going through right now. Can't do it. Long story short, with this one, Dum is like, meet me at my house and we can ride together. Like, she wanted to go get a daiquiri, y'all. Yes, we was at Bourbon Street Daiquiri more than, I don't even know, more than I was breathing air into my lungs. We was there all the time. So yeah, anyway, we go get daiquiris, end up really reconnecting, and her coming back into my life brought so much drama into my life, of course. Mind you, when I was not talking to her, my drama level real low. Like, it was almost non-existent, besides Nate and her drama with her dude shooting at us. But that was it. No, okay. I really just put myself in the drama, now that I'm thinking about it. Am I the drama? I didn't work that day, so I was gonna have to call a Uber. So yeah, I don't know, I don't post everything on Instagram. So, but this time I post something on Instagram like, why I just came into work and I don't even work today, something like that. And she was like, oh, you off today? You want to do something? Dum slide or respond to my story. And I'm like, yeah, girl, what you trying to do? And another thing about it, I will never pass up the opportunity to make a pimple a mole, okay? Because that's what they're there for. People be like, oh, why you do moles on your face? Why you do fake moles? Is that your business? With your book ass? I really be wanting people to get in my business, so I can be like, is that your business? With your book ass? This zipper keep zipping up my titty meat. Shit. Not titty meat. Okay, I'm done. So, anyway. Damn. I don't know if y'all can tell how loud that was, but my ear ringing a little bit. I feel like I look like a glazed donut. Why am I looking so greasy? Greasy face. Oh, I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to look for a job. No, you're not. And that's no shade to Lil Dre J. This is how I felt at the time. I really don't care no more. Like, I don't have nothing against Lil Dre J. Lil Dre Tavius. And that's cool. Like, I really didn't care about stuff like that because it was like we enjoyed each other's company when it wasn't drama going on. We could just sit and talk for hours and drink a little daiquiri and talk and like laugh together. So yeah, absolutely nobody did that. So I'm thinking in my head, he probably gave his son the car so he could drive his girls around in like a nicer car, if he even telling the truth. This is probably his car and he don't got no other car. And he was like, oh, okay, well, it was nice talking to you. Oh shoot, I almost dropped my phone. Y'all was looking for that video. I gotta find it because I thought I had it, but I went on Snapchat and I don't have it. So I'm gonna try to find it.